This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Yes, Usman and Masvidol, for those of you that watched the fight on Saturday night. And I got to tell you, when I'm watching that fight, look, I'm rooting for Masvidol, Miami guy, all that. I didn't think he was going to win, like most people, because, you weren't facing a tomato can. You were facing a great champion. And you took the fight with a week's notice. You had to lose 20 pounds. He looked gassed. Dude. He was not sharp. You could tell that the entire week of taking the challenge on and losing all the weight, the only reason Masvidal did not get knocked out or anything is because he's a badass, bro. The guy's a super tough hombre. You know what I mean? Most of us probably end up dead trying to do what he's doing against a guy like Usman. And it's not like he got completely pummeled or anything, but he was dominated, okay? It wasn't like he pounded him into submission, but he controlled the fight. I'm talking about Usman. Usman controlled it, and listen, I'm not an expert, but listening to all the experts, the second that he was going to, Masvidal wanted to avoid the ground. And sure enough, forget it, it was over. It wasn't an entertaining fight by any stretch, right? They rolled around a lot, and Usman controlled the whole thing, but he dominated him. I mean, Masvidal at no point, he got a couple shots in, but at no point did he ever have any kind of advantage. At any point was he winning the fight. He lost the fight from beginning to end. Okay? I give him credit for staying in there. But to me, that fight, there was a deeper game being played. And Masvidal lost twice that night. Let me explain why he lost twice that night. Right now, you've got Dana White in the middle of a, contract type of situation with Masvidal, with Conor McGregor, and with John Jones, right? Now, Masvidal is a good dude, really doesn't give you a lot of trouble, doesn't give you any trouble, actually. He's not the idiot that John Jones is. John Jones is a moron, does a lot of stupid things. He says that this whole, situation of him getting drunk and the video has changed him. We'll see. Hopefully it does, because Lord knows he's getting older, bro, and eventually won't be able to fight anymore, and that won't save his ass anymore, and eventually it gets uglier down the line. So I hope he does figure it out. But let's just say, Masvidal 1,000 times better than John Jones, okay? I'm talking about a human being, just doesn't give you problems. But you're in contract negotiations because they both want more money. They both have the same agent, too. Okay? Conor McGregor is a different agent. But Conor McGregor is also kind of a pain in the ass, but he got a taste of money from boxing with Mayweather. He made a lot of money, a lot more than he makes in the UFC. And there's no doubt that Dana has a monopoly. There is nowhere else to go. Bellator does, or anybody else does not pay the kind of money the UFC does. And even saying that, they obviously feel they could get more money. So you've got this hardcore negotiations going on. And, Conor wants this, that. Dana's like, nah, too bad, bro. This is how it is, and you're going to take it whether you like it or not. You've got John Jones. Well, I want more money and this and that. Hey, bro, listen, it is what it is. This is the money. And so he's kind of retired now. And if you caught Dana over the weekend, he was like, well, I hope John Jones, fights again. I root for him, but he does have enough money to retire. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know how smart John has been with his money. Don't know. I do know that he's used a lot of it in legal services. So that's kind of hurt. Anyway, so Dana is, think about this. Conor McGregor, household name. King-size jerk, but a household name. John Jones, household name. King-size jerk, household name. Masvidal has become a household name. Okay? Not a jerk, not a problem, all that. But still, the problem is negotiations, money. So he was holding out too because he wanted more money. So apparently, with the drop off from the title fight, they needed somebody to step in to fight against Usman. And he was willing to do it, but it came with a price. And so apparently the UFC got close to the price that Masvidal and his camp wanted, so they paid it. But guess what? Masvidal did what Dana wanted him to do. See, Masvidal, after the fight, or even before the fight, was talking about, well, I had a price and they had to come, and they came pretty close to the price, and that's why we're here. Yeah. You know what Dana White did? Dana White goes, well, I need a fighter. I can't just get another guy. Let me go get Masvidal. I'll give him a little more. But guess what happened? More pay-per-views came in because Masvidal took over. So Dana White got more money because more pay-per-views came in because of that. And Masvidal, what you ended up doing was you did Dana White a favor. You bailed him out from his main event. Because if Usman doesn't have a legitimate competitor, then Dana White gets criticized. The UFC gets criticized. Their main event sucks. Now the main event became a box office hit because Masvidal can sell, because Masvidal talks, because Masvidal is a badass. But Masvidal played into Dana White's hands because Dana was like, well, I'll get him. I'll give him a little more. He thinks I'm really, conforming and catering to him, but I'm not. He's just doing me a favor, and he's going to take an ass beating for it. So he's going to learn his lesson that either you do things my way and you'll have a shot, or we could go the hard way, and then I'll use you when I need you and put you in an impossible position, and now you lost. So Masvidal lost the fight, got his ass beat, put his body through torture for a week, okay? Did Dana White a huge favor, bailed him out, and improved his pay-per-view. Because once you stuck in Masvidal, the whole lot of Masvidal fans ended up buying it. Because there's a bunch of you out there that bought it when Masvidal got in. So whatever extra money he gave to Masvidal, he made it 3 times on the back end. He played Masvidal in his camp like a violin, and he got what he wanted. And while Masvidal thought he got what he wanted, money, I'm sure he did not want a week from hell, the loss, and the beating. The check's nice, but you had to do it his way still. You didn't do it your way, Jorge. And so you did still end up playing into Dana White's hands. Like, he proved once again that I'm in control. Not the fighters. Because, look, John Jones is out there sitting. Conor McGregor's out there sitting. There are pay-per-view events going on from the UFC every other week now. Fight Island is on. He's making his money. He doesn't need John Jones, and he doesn't need Conor McGregor, and he doesn't need what was her name that she's in wrestling now? I'm forgetting her name, bro. God.
Oh, the one that had the 1 minute wins and everything.
The sorest loser in the history of UFC, whatever her name is. You know who I'm talking about. So all these like big names, they keep dropping out, and UFC keeps rolling. I'm just saying, in a moment where maybe Masvidal's camp thinks that he got an edge, I want you to know that you got no edge and you got played completely by Dana White. I mean, totally, man. You got played by Dana White. 786-322-8800. 1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Ronda Rousey, thank you very much, Josh.
You know what that fight
Appreciate
reminded me of, man?
What?
Do you remember Mayweather and Pacquiao? There was no action, man.
Yeah, well, because it was on the floor.
It was a hug fest.
Yeah, it was in the floor.
It was a hug fest.
Yeah, it was in the floor.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because that's what but once you
That's his game.
That's his game.
I get it, but he should have, in all honesty, should have been able to take him out. Because you saw Masvidol, the way he'd be up against the fence, man, and like he was gassed.
Yep.